Parthasarathi Shome, Chairman of the Expert Committee on GAAR, now joins us. Mr. Shome, good morning. Thank you for joining us. Mr. Shome, let me start with something which is of huge and immense market curiosity. Is the deadline of 30th of September a comfortable deadline and a timeline for you to submit the report?
I think in his role as Finance Minister, our revered Prime Minister is expressing that his view that we should be putting our best efforts and most intensified efforts on this issue. So I think that in general what I try to do when I'm given a task is to look at what is the end line, the finishing line, and then work backwards and see how we are going to achieve that goal. So that is what we'll be doing in the early part of the week, to lay down a roadmap in order to be able to do that. I do feel that there is already a draft, but we have to give a completely fresh look. We have to talk to as many stakeholders and take up consultations. I think that in my previous experiences I'm very used to the concept of consultation. So I don't think we are going to sacrifice in any way the process of consultation, and at the same time we will target what we've been asked to do by the Prime Minister.
Mr. Shome, good morning. So who are the stakeholders that you'll be meeting, and are we talking about investors or are we talking about economists?
To begin with, I would say the stakeholders that I can kind of visualize immediately are those who are most familiar with foreign investment decisions and advising. So there are several very important Indian and foreign representatives here who advise foreign investors to come and invest in India or not to invest in India. And I won't name names because I might leave a few out and so on. But these are, I think, very important legal advisors, economists, chartered accountants, and other fields. We will talk to them. We will also be talking to some of the people who have formulated the original draft and try to really go behind some of the objectives and subsequent modifications. And we will also, if feasible and if given the opportunity, I would certainly like, together with my committee, to meet some of our major policymakers in our country, what their feelings are about this, to see if there is a different view. And maybe selectively we will speak to some industrialists, not just Indian industrialists who invest in India, but they are also investing abroad, and they also have a view of what is happening abroad, what their sort of own views are, and then foreign investors who are in India and how their experience in India, what they anticipate from the current draft, how they anticipate the differences to be from other countries. So these would be my major stakeholders, I would say.
Mr. Shome, when will you begin this exercise, and will you use the draft guidelines that are presently in the public domain as some sort of reference point?
Well, you never throw anything away that is there as a foundation. At the same time, we've been asked to look at it afresh, and so that will be our major focus.
Mr. Shome, so what is the exact mandate of this committee, and also if you could share with us the terms of reference?
That we have to vet and rework the guidelines based on this feedback that we receive, and therefore we should try to draft the GAAR guidelines ourselves. Third is we should undertake widespread consultation on the second draft of GAAR that is there, and then we have to finalize in our own way GAAR guidelines and provide a roadmap for the implementation. That is a very important thing. And of course, you have already mentioned the schedule that we should be trying to do this by the end of September.
Mr. Som, the underlying rationale of any tax is to boost investment, but the GAAR has actually created panic. Are some of the fears unfounded, or perhaps do you think they are genuine because GAAR was introduced without any prior warning?
Well, I really don't think I should take the prerogative to comment on previous work. Just like, I mean, unless given the authority who wants to be, commented upon, I also would probably think of it that same way. However, we will look at all that, and we have been given 2.5 months' time, and we will go through fine-tooth comb and come up with our suggestions based on very intensive and widespread consultation. And I hope that the outcome will be something that will be up for discussion, will be balanced hopefully, and let us see with all the inputs that we get from different quarters what we do, and I'm quite certain, I'm hopeful and confident that we'll come up with it in the right way.
Mr. Shome, so would you be looking at a lot of international models of GAAR which are prevalent in many other countries? And because you said that you will speak to industrialists who invest in overseas to get their perspective as well. Are international models of GAAR also on your radar then?
Yes, I think so. We, in particular, our corporation income tax has to be internationally comparable because capital is very international today. It moves from shore to shore. So we do have to see what are kind of comparable practices on this matter in other countries.
Mr. Som, final question. You are going to submit the GAAR report by 30th of September, after which the Prime Minister will have to take a final call. Do you think the government will have enough time and perhaps good enough time to study it, and then will they be able to comply with the DTC April 2013 guideline?
Well, that is for really government to decide. I will desist from commenting on that, but I think that let us hope that we can modernize our tax system through tax reform as briskly as possible, and this is an attempt of the current finance minister.
Mr. Som, really a delight and a pleasure to have you on 89, and thank you for joining us.